Hey, this is Zach with Web3 Reviews. Thank you for being with us. It is Tuesday, October 15th, and we're going to be talking about XRP. Let's go. Remember that none of this is financial advice. Right now, Ripple Swell is ongoing, and we have this tweet from Brett Crypto where he says XRP is set for $10,000. This is attached to a video of Brad Garlinghouse talking at this year's Swell. We're going to listen to that video of Brad here in 1 second. But Brett says that Ripple is gearing up to roll out major upgrades to the XRPO with the goal of boosting liquidity and drawing in institutional investors. This surge in activity could funnel hundreds of millions into XRPO tokens, especially in the DeFi sector. With that being said, let's listen to this video of Brad.
Payment flow that might be going from dollar to Mexican peso, and you're holding a dollar, you're selling that dollar and buying XRP, you're moving that XRP across the XRP ledger to, let's say, Bitso, who's here in the audience today. You're selling the XRP and you're buying Mexican peso. By enabling that liquidity to move from dollar to peso in real time, you're changing how that oil is greasing the engine of correspondent banking. So for us, in a world of hype, in a world of experimentation, in a world where people talk about the opportunity and really the speculation of digital assets, we feel like XRP is the only digital asset really poised to solve a problem at scale. A global payments problem.
Love it. So we have another video, which this is a commercial, an advertisement for Ripple Swell. We're going to watch that.
As the gateway between North and South America, Miami has always been a strategic hub for both continents. I'm very pleased that Ripple is holding our 8th annual Swell conference in Miami.
I believe that events like Swell are very important because it brings all the parties within that ecosystem in one place to talk to each other. You have the bankers, tech and innovation companies, and regulators.
It's all about unlocking boundaries. We're here today because we believe in bridges between traditional financial systems and a new world of crypto-enabled systems, not boundaries.
Swell is really this milestone event. Learn about blockchain, learn about cryptocurrencies, learn about how they will impact finance and support finance to move forward.
Since you're here at Swell, you all share a very passionate belief, like we do at Ripple, that it's really about the next era of the internet, what we call an internet of value.
I love to see the excitement from our customers, from our partners. There's so much excitement because people want to be a part of something that puts their dent in the universe. I am honored to be here with all of you as we work to enable this movement of value around the world.
And then look at these two ads as well. Crypto Barbie posted this. This is in the UK. Bank on security, modernized with Ripple Custody, the leader in digital asset infrastructure. Then we have this other one in Dubai, where we see Ripple's name right here. This is posted by Winter, and Winter says the company's attending Swell from Ripple. And this is from xrparcade.com. It's a lot of companies. Brett Crypto again, he says, kaboom, XRP becomes the world's most traded coin, surpassing 6.3 million transactions in just 1 minute. Love this website where the XRP is just flowing. We have this tweet here from Smoke where it says China can now crack the same encryption algorithms used by banks with quantum computers. The quantum timeline just sped up overnight. Now we know that potentially the Bitcoin code could be cracked with a quantum computer. What does that mean? If Bitcoin is no longer safe and if banks are no longer safe, we're going to need an asset that can be stored safely. I think this is a perfect setup. We have this news from Jungle Inc. where he says, bold move. Former CEO of Kraken has donated $1 million mostly in Ethereum to real Donald Trump, standing against the regulatory onslaught from the current administration. So this came recently after Chris Larson donated $1 million in XRP to Kamala Harris's campaign. Very interesting. And then we have BitBoy here, who we know is the supreme chancellor of the XRP community, saying that XRP is going to replace the meme coins this cycle. All that money from memes is going to roll into XRP. I agree, and I don't need BitBoy to tell me, but I like BitBoy. Here we go, back to Smoke. R3, we expect 2024 to be the year distributed ledger technology works behind the scenes. The first wave of fintech innovation transformed the front end of financial applications, giving rise to digital banking, money transfer, and retail investment apps. We're going to see DeFi, we're going to see banks holding digital assets. The assets that are on that list for the ISO 200-2022 protocol are going to benefit from this use case bull run, which is coming, an influx of money that's going to be using these assets. Because if you're a financial institution that's legit, you have to play by these protocols. Another post from Smoke where he's just talking what Bitstamp says. You've probably heard the buzz around upcoming Ripple USD. At Bitstamp, we're happy to support the listing. As one of the few stablecoins issued by a New York trust company, RLUSD aligns perfectly with Bitstamp's commitment to security and transparency. Smoke also says XRP to the derivatives market. And we see Bitnomial is announcing the upcoming launch of perpetual futures on our CFTC-regulated Bitnomial exchange. As part of that, we'll be launching Botanical, a platform for all investors to trade perpetual futures, traditional futures, and options. And this is backed by a $25 million Series C, which was led by Ripple. So Ripple is now partnered with Bitnomial, and they're going to be working on perpetual futures. You know that a lot of money pours into the derivatives market annually. This has been said that XRP is going to do this, and now it really is. With that, we see that MoonPay is also going to accept RLUSD, and they're proud to partner with Ripple to bring their new stablecoin to the global community. Smoke, once again, stablecoin legislation is ready to go. In a recent institutional investor webinar, Kristen Smith from the Blockchain Association shared key insights on the current state of stablecoin legislation in the US. The Blockchain Association, having actively lobbied for pro-crypto legislation in DC, has gained a unique perspective on the status of various crypto bills due to their direct involvement in the legislative process. Let's listen to the video.
How might the November election flip that or change that or accelerate that? And then kind of what do we expect depending on that outcome next year? You know, again, maybe like, does it break down to we'll just get stablecoin if the Democrats win, or it's going to be market structure?
Yeah. I mean, I think those are the two issues you just mentioned, stablecoin and market structure. Excuse me. Those are the
maybe just very briefly, why don't you define those two again?
Yeah.
What exactly are the stablecoin bill and market structure? What might that entail?
No, so I would actually say broadly, there are three policy areas that are most interesting for Congress. The first is stablecoin legislation, and this goes back to 2019 when Facebook announced the Libra project. There's been a lot of interest in stablecoin, and the problem is there's not any regulatory framework in place for how to deal with stablecoins. They're so different than what we see in the traditional banking world today that those rules don't really apply. And this was a conclusion that not the industry came up with, but the President's Working Group, which is a working group of senior financial regulators, both in the Trump administration and again in the Biden administration, said, hey, we need to have some way to regulate so that when you have these centralized issuers of stablecoins, we know that those reserves are, put in appropriate asset classes and that they're there, right? That there's audits and there's some standards around this. Like, this just doesn't exist in federal law today. So putting that framework in place is something that should be relatively easy to do. It could actually happen in the lame duck, depending on how productive of a legislative session, the lame duck being the period of time between the election and when the new Congress takes place. So basically the month of December. That is something that could be done in the lame duck, or I think it's something that could move fairly quickly, like Q1, Q2 next year.
Why is that? Why would it move quicker than other things?
Because it's sort of an isolated issue that has been very well vetted. I would say in general, the legislative process is not something that happens in a couple weeks or a couple months. It takes, for something comprehensive, it can take up to 7-10 years to get a bill done, right? So if you look back to 2019, we're heading into 2025, like this is something where there have been a dozen plus congressional hearings on stablecoin legislation. There have been drafts in both the House and the Senate. There have been a lot of ideas that have been publicly vetted and refined, and it's just kind of ready to go. It's not something that somebody just introduced yesterday. This is an issue that's been debated longer than any other issue. So we could see some movement on that.
There it is. This is from Edward Farina. Breaking, the Central Bank of Russia has published a paper titled Digitalization of Payments and Implementation of the Innovations in the Payment Market, highlighting Ripple's system for cross-border payments with XRP at its core. Just look at this image here. There it is, XRP at the core, transfer of tokens to DLT networks. It doesn't say XRP, but it has the logo in the middle. It says DLT. Looking at XRP's price chart, we're at 54 cents. Now, we've been bouncing around. At some point, we're going to break out of this range, and all the hype is going to catch up. All the real use case is going to turn on. Somebody's going to flip the switch. I'm here for it. I'm excited for what's to come in XRP and with the future of finance. It's time for people to actually earn interest on their money. Let's level the playing field, like people say. Microtransactions shouldn't take small fish out of the market. They should be enabled through proper technology to take part. And I think XRP is going to help to do that. Thank you all for being with us. Zach from Web3 Reviews. Until next time.